for everybody must be seen to be their brother's keeper. Revenues certainly became much more challenging, especially in areas that were hit by pandemic. If you're in education and you're told to shut down, clearly there will be no revenue. If you are in arts and entertainment, you're in cinema business, clearly there is no way you will not be severely impacted. Whereas at the same time, costs also went up. Of the naira with its own roll-on effect in terms of cost of production. And obviously, when it came to employees, there is no way that there was no attrition in the number of employees that we had. Most employees that were in key job areas were told to work from home, and they obviously require technology and systems that are only available on business premises. We now had to find a way on and ensure that the same work can be done while they were at home. We had to look for how to strengthen employee productivity, because obviously, you know that everybody is working from home, it is bound to affect how things happen. The pandemic increased the adoption of digital technology. There was no way that everybody now do not have to have a digital plan. How do you now put in resources? How do you improve your technological infrastructure? Again, how do you keep on testing your capacity? How do you build resilience in any business that you are currently doing? Obviously, a lot of money had to go into upgrade of technology. And again, the impact of the low technological base of Nigeria came to forth. I mean, clearly, we are quite happy now in 2020. We are able now we've all adopted Zoom and other online methods for webinar. But I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, even having to do Zoom was a bit challenging. It was, everybody had bandwidth issues. The companies could not cope with the unprecedented demand that we had. So the impact on business was quite significant across board. So whether it's on revenue challenges with your costs going up, obviously, how do you also try and maintain the best of your employees, even though they are working from home? Your costs you still have to keep them on the payroll, and investment clearly in technology. So the issue now is, what were the risks that businesses faced, and how did you cope with them? The first area obviously has to do with the foreign exchange risk. Exchange rate volatility was quite significant. We've seen what has happened now with the naira. Even though Central Bank, I think, have had about 2-3 major devaluations, we still see a wide difference between the central bank rate and what is available in the power market. Even though the rate in Central Bank is there, the question of accessibility for a lot of people is still an issue. So the reality faced us, because with the decline in crude oil prices, it obviously did not come effect in Nigeria's income, and for a country that is import dependent and for which your foreign exchange earnings have been severely depleted, it gives us a major challenge. So for most companies that are exposed to foreign exchange, the question is, how do you cope with the availability, and also how do you price the new rate into your business? The issue of customer attrition now turned up. If you are in business that are used to customers coming to your premises, and a lot of customers cannot come. For most customers, obviously, the issue of convenience turns up. They were now relying on people that can probably deliver things to their premises, or go to businesses that are closest to them. So obviously, for most companies, the whole issue is, how do you face the whole issue of the customers who, to no fault of theirs, cannot come to your premises or cannot patronize you. So clearly, if you are unable to move online, or you are not in a business in which the business can be conducted online, you will clearly be affected. Issue of business continuity is also a major area. It's only essential businesses that will rest assured that they shall continue being in business. Beyond survival, most companies have to do much more to maintain their business, but there are some businesses that can clearly tell, clearly have to look at their business model and see what else they can do. Obviously, we have loss of key employees might be an area. Now, if you think about it, the companies are now working from home. So obviously, for everybody now, it now became looking at what you can do for yourself. Every employee that were in vulnerable sectors, obviously, in terms of looking for job security, we're now moving to sectors that they believe will be around post-pandemic. So obviously, for those in vulnerable sectors, it became a key. So if you are in education, if you're in transportation, if you're in hospitality, most of the key employees will be looking at, how do I go to industries that you are pretty well sure that will survive the environment.